This video is an overview of Assignment 5, in which you will be building a resume or curriculum vitae and writing a practice cover letter and or personal statement. I've given you a lot of resources, both here in the assignment sheet and on the D2L page. All of these links will take you to some samples of resume content, some guidelines for them, some of which is supplied by the University Career Development Office, and some that I've found to be useful over the years in advising students. There are sample cover letters, sample graduate essays, which are personal statements that you write to accompany your application to a graduate program or to a professional school program, such as law school or medical school. I've also found the Purdue OWL site, which many of you are probably familiar with. It's kind of a go-to place for learning how to do writing style related issues, like how to do APA style and various other things. They also have some really useful suggestions, advice, templates for writing personal statements, building resumes and CVs, and writing job search letters or cover letters. I've also provided the links to two university-wide offices, Career Development and the DWOC Studio, because both of those, while it's optional in your assignment, they can be really useful to you when you're working on projects like this. This assignment may not be the first time you've been asked, either in high school or in college, to develop a resume or develop a cover letter or a personal statement. You may have had to write a personal statement when you applied to college. So for some of you, this isn't a completely brand new experience. For others, it is. So regardless, you need to build some practice, start filling in some of the basic information that you will need when you are applying for jobs or applying to professional school programs or applying to graduate school. So my first step in designing this assignment was to encourage you, it is optional, but I want to encourage you to make an appointment at the Career Development Office at UMU to get some help, advice, some additional templates and suggestions for building your resume or your curriculum vitae and writing cover letters or personal statements. And I'll explain the difference between the two here in a second. The second step is to use some of the resources that I provided for you both here in this assignment sheet and in the week 6 module that I just showed you. Chapter 13 in your textbook in Kuthar and Morgan talks about how to build a basic resume, and they provide you with concrete examples of how to do that. They also talk about different types of resumes, which, it's your choice how you want to structure your resume, either doing so in order of when things occurred, which would be chronological, or focusing on functions, things that are relevant to, say, a position description. What should be reflected at this point in your career, in your career development process, is things that really relate to your academic, extracurricular, and your current work experiences. Even if you think they're irrelevant, showing that you have this sort of attention to the experiences you've had demonstrates certain characteristics to potential employers, and it also demonstrates that same kind of focus and intention to potential graduate or professional school programs. Also, if you're a person who intends to go to graduate school, and you know that already, if you intend to go to, say, law school or medical school, it's good practice to learn how to build a CV or a curriculum vitae, which is basically a resume that is customized to the academia kind of context, to the academic world. Kuthar and Morgan in chapter 15, in their discussion of graduate school, they talk about what information goes into a CV, how it's usually structured, and what you can include in it. Now, you may notice that the type of example they're providing assumes that the person creating that example CV has considerably more experience than most of you will. But you can still pay attention to the basic structure of how a CV is put together and think about ways in which you can match your academic, extracurricular, and work experiences to the types of things that are normally going to show up in a CV. The third step is to use the resources that I provided you to develop either a basic personal statement, which is something that is designed to accompany an application to a graduate school or a professional school, or a cover letter, which is designed to accompany an application for a job, a specific job that you're interested in. Most graduate programs, professional school programs, as well as most jobs are going to require a statement of interest of some kind. And that's really what these things are for. It's a chance for you to speak for yourself, to describe yourself to the program or to the job site, and express why it is you are interested in the position, if it's a job, why you're interested in the program, if it's for school, and why you're a good fit for that job or that graduate program. If you choose the job route, and you have to pick one or the other, if you're planning on going to graduate school, choose the personal statement option. If you're thinking of going straight into work, or if you're looking for a job right now, choose the cover letter option. So with the cover letter option, what I want you to do is pick a pretend job. And you can do this by going to Indeed or going to LinkedIn or going to whatever job site you prefer, and picking a job in your career area of interest, and then practice writing a cover letter as if you were applying to that job. If you choose the personal statement option, write your personal statement as if you were applying to a graduate or professional program in the area of interest to you. If you're closer to the end of your college career, like if you're a junior or senior, and you're really thinking graduate school is something you want to do, pick a program in your area, do some snooping around into it, look at what they ask you to do for a personal statement, and write one based on what you see there. It can be really, really good practice to do this and to get feedback from people who can give you good guidance. And in the context of this class, that would be your instructor. Step 4, and again, this is optional. You can make an appointment with the DWOC studio to get some advice and suggestions on how to improve your resume or CV, your cover letter, personal statement. I make that optional because some people are very confident in their writing. They don't feel that that's necessary. They know that I'm going to give them feedback anyway. Others want to work with that very talented staff at the DWOC to get some additional guidance along the way. So that's up to you. You can choose whichever course you want there. Finally, I would like you to turn in your resume, CV, and your personal statement or cover letter, whichever combination you do. And remember, if you are choosing the I'm going to go get a job option, you want to write a resume and a personal statement. If you're choosing the graduate or professional school option, I want you to develop a CV and a cover letter, or a personal statement to go with that CV when you're applying. Your resources are listed here. I'll show you some of these. There are many samples that I provided for you, basic content here for CVs, for resumes, and these are provided by the Career Development Office here at Mount Union. They also have examples of cover letters, just how do you format a cover letter when you're applying for a job. And they give you several here that you can choose from. In terms of grad school essays, it's slightly different, and sometimes there's a prompt that you have to respond to. So keep an eye out for that. Personal statements, and this is the type of document that you need to write to accompany a grad school application or an application to a professional school. And the Purdue OWL site provides you with some things, some tips, some ideas to help you put together your personal statement. And all of them are very, very practical. Some advice on what not to include. It should also be customized to make sure that you're thinking about the particular program that you are interested in. They also have a video cast here, a video that you can watch for more advice on how to build a personal statement from Purdue OWL. They also have advice on how to put together resumes and CVs. It can help you to look at their samples and their ideas. They also have specific information on how to write cover letters for job applications. So you can use those pieces of information to help you if you're really just struggling to know how to get going. Also included there are the links to career development and the DWOC. So you should have all of the resources that you need available to you now for putting together assignment number 5. Please reach out to me if you have any questions or you need any assistance.